How is it going, everyone? It seems like another PlayStation Plus Premium Classic may have been leaked via a ratings board. Ratings board 99.9% of the times end up being accurate. This one is one that I am very happy about. Another Sony Ben title. We'll talk about that. And then also, Sony Interactive Entertainment talked a little bit during the Game and Network Services segment of Sony Corporation's business segment briefings of 2022. That's coming from CEO Jim Ryan. We'll go over some of the key highlights that were outlined at the end of this video. But first up, do want to talk about Resistance Retribution, rated for PS5 and PS4 in Korea. Another Ben Studio title, and it looks like that this one is another PlayStation Plus catalogs title. If you guys don't know, Resistance Retribution, of course, a PlayStation portable game. I want to say it came out back in March of 2009. It's been quite a while, but this is a game that I loved. Back in the day, I was a huge PSP supporter. Like, I loved the PlayStation Portable. I thought it had so many great games that unfortunately were just going a bit under the radar. Resistance Retribution was a great one. It was a third-person shooter, but honestly, it had one of the stronger narratives out of all of the Resistance games. A really strong main character, and while my memory is a bit foggy of the game at this point, just because it's been north of a decade since I've played it, I remember really enjoying the game. The only issue was with the PlayStation Portable, it was always like a little bit of a dire situation playing any shooters, but Resistance Retribution, they got it working pretty well on the PSP's controls. And I think if you played on the Vita had an option to remap the controls. I think that was a thing. But yeah, Resistance Retribution was great. It had a multiplayer component back in the day as well that I played the hell out of. And just a great game, dark atmosphere, and really excited for this one to be a Plus Classic as well. And hopefully with it being a Sony Ben title, it'll end up being a game with trophies as well. I want to pull up the Metacritic score for this game because I remember it getting really strong reviews when it came out. An 81 on Metacritic, so that's pretty strong as well. And, well, I don't think they're gonna, keep the multiplayer in there, and I don't know how many people are gonna be itching to play Resistance Retribution multiplayer. Me personally speaking, this is one that I'm really excited to go back and check out. I still believe that the powers that be at Sony should make a Resistance trilogy just because those games are on the PlayStation 3 and ain't nobody really trying to stream games. I know some people are, and we'll cover the streamable games in a video in the future, but, it'd be nice to have it higher resolution, higher frame rate, all that good stuff on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Maybe even throw in Resistance 2's multiplayer in there because I feel like that's the multiplayer that everybody really likes out of the Resistance games. But throw in Resistance Retribution as well, up-res all that stuff, and yeah. But for now, Resistance Retribution as a Plus Premium title is definitely something I can get excited about. And if you never played Resistance Retribution and you played the other Resistance games, if you're signing up for Plus Premium, go back and give Retribution a shot. Obviously, it's a PSP game, so visually it's not going to hold up in comparison. I mean, even the PS3 games at this point look a little bit dated, given that they came out in the late 2000s. In Resistance 3's case, I believe it was 2011, but you guys get the idea. Retribution was one of those games that visually wasn't the best looking game in the world. I remember that was a talking point, even when the game came out, I believe. Like, I wasn't blown away by the visuals, and you gotta remember, like, back in the PSP era, like, there were games like Crisis Core that looked really, really good, and, Resistance Retribution quite wasn't at that level, but it was still a very strong game from a narrative standpoint. Gameplay was good. It's a third-person shooter. I enjoyed it, and hopefully it does end up being a Plus Premium game. I think the fact that it's rated, a pretty surefire bet that it is going to end up being a Plus Premium game. But definitely go check that one out when it does go live. Who knows if it's going to be right at launch with the service, or this is going to be one that they keep in their back pocket and maybe roll out in the subsequent months, because I do believe that they're going to do that, where you're not going to get all the classic games at once. It just doesn't make a lot of sense because they want you to keep, being subscribed month to month. And, roll over your subscription. I know a lot of you guys have their stacked months already, years in some cases, but, and, some of you guys might sign up for the whole year at once, but a lot of people are just gonna go month to month and pay the $18 or whatever a month. Alright, moving on from that, Sony CEO Jim Ryan shared new information on PlayStation's strategy going forward during the Game and Network Services segment of Sony's business segment briefings of 2022. He noted PlayStation 5 sales compared to PlayStation 4. United States retailer event sold PS5 consoles at a rate of nearly 1,000 units per minute, 80,000 units in 82 minutes as of the end of its first full fiscal year, according to 3 different leading retailer events. PlayStation 4 units in the United States sold at 6 units per minute. Such a weird metric to utilize. PlayStation 5 sold through 670 units in China on a constrained supply as of week 72. PS5 supply issues are a top priority. PlayStation 5 did in fact outsell PS4 in its first year, but undersold PS4 in its second year due to a supply constraint. The third year is projected to close the gap, with PlayStation 5 projected to overtake again from the fourth year onwards. PlayStation VR 2 will launch with 20 plus major first-party and third-party titles. Horizon Call of the Mountain is used as the thumbnail image for this highlight, and I imagine, you know, it's gonna be the big launch game that's gonna try to sell people on VR2, which makes all the sense in the world. As far as mergers and acquisition go, Sony Interactive Entertainment's mergers and acquisition activities are ongoing. The acquisition of Bungie includes the following synergy: live service expertise to PlayStation Studios, help build Sony Interactive Entertainment Live Services Center of Excellence, live services business operations to platform businesses, and then Sony will be offering some stuff to Bungie as well. I'll leave a link to Gamatsu where they have the full rundown on all the important information. In fiscal year 2019, PlayStation Studios released 23% new and 77% existing intellectual property. For fiscal year 2022, Sony Interactive Entertainment projects it'll release 34% new and 66% existing properties by fiscal year 2025. It projects an even 50-50 split, so it looks like a bigger emphasis, put towards new IPs being created. SIE's first-party portfolio was 90% PlayStation 4 and 10% PC in fiscal year 2019. It expects that portfolio to be 40% PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4, 30% PlayStation 5, 20% PC, and 10% mobile in fiscal year 2022. So the PC market is really growing. 50% PS5, 30% PC, and 20% mobile in fiscal year 25. So expect PC and mobile to continue being a growing business venture for Sony. I know some PlayStation guys are upset about exclusives going to PC. Look, it's more people playing those games. It's more of those copies of those games selling. It's more potential for those games to make a return on their investment and then ultimately leading to a sequel. No, I don't think Days Gone is getting a sequel, even though it did okay on PC. I just don't think they're gonna go with that, but you know, Horizon has done incredibly well on PC, selling 2.4 million copies. God of War is already at 1 million. These games are doing incredibly well on PC. Specifically in fiscal year 21, Sony made $80 million in PC net sales versus $35 million in fiscal year 2020. For fiscal year 2022, it projects it'll earn $300 million on PC game sales. So that should tell you immediately that there's a lot of PC games PlayStation's got in the pipeline, which is pretty cool to see, and then mobile is going to be an element to Sony's future as well. But that is going to do it for me. Resistance Retribution looks like that'll be headed to PlayStation Plus Premium as a Classics title, whether that be a launch title for North America with the Plus Premium, or it'll be, you know, a future release. It looks like that will be happening, and Sony's got a lot of things on the plate as far as PlayStation going forward, and their PC ventures as well. PlayStation on PC, I guess you could say. Hopefully, supply issues being a top priority, that'll get situated within the next 6 to 9 months, but that's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.